Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to start a new chapter, that is probability. Because this chapter is not yet started in any branches, so that's why I took this chapter as well class. So first thing, what is meant by probability? Probability is nothing but measure of uncertainty. Measure of uncertainty. For example, let us tossing a coin once. When a coin is tossed, so as you already know that coin has two faces. On one side head and other side is tail. When a coin is tossed once, that coin may shows head or tail. So here the measurement of uncertainty in the sense what is the probability of getting head when a coin is tossed once. So out of two possibilities, whether we may get head or we may get tail. So here among these two possibilities, coin may shows head or may shows tail, because these two possibilities has equal chance to occur. It means head may appear at the 50% chances and tail may appear at the 50% chances. So when a coin is tossed once, the possibilities are head and tail. So what is the probability of getting head? It means it is a 50%. 50% in the sense 50 by 100. 50 by 100 means 1 by 2. So the formula to calculate the probability of anything is, so probability is equal to number of favorable outcomes. Formula is what? Number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. Total number of outcomes. So for example, as you know that when a coin is tossed once, what is the probability of getting head? What is the probability of getting head? So let us consider an event. So suppose A is any one of the event. So event andre ಏನು, outcome andre ಏನು discuss ಮಾಡೋಣ. First thing, let us consider an event. A event is nothing but head appears. Head appears. What is the probability of getting head when a coin is tossed once? Tossed once. So here, when a coin is tossed once, the total number of possibilities or total number of outcomes is 2. Whether it may be head or it may be tail. So probability of which event? A event. Therefore, probability of A is equal to number of favorable outcomes. Means ನಾನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದು head. Coin toss ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು one time. So probability of getting head when a coin is tossed once. So coin is tossed once means that coin may shows head or tail. Total number of outcomes there exist 2. Out of 2, favorable outcome is head, and it should be appears in only one possibility. Therefore, number of favorable outcomes is 1 divided by total number of outcomes. In total possibilities is about 2. Therefore, 1 by 2 is the probability of getting head when a coin is tossed once. I hope all of you understood. So you may consider one more example. A die is thrown. A die is thrown. Thrown in the sense tossed down. Just times once. And the question is, what is the probability of getting even number? Again, let us define one more event here. So let us, event is E, and we need to calculate the probability of getting even number. Probability of getting even number when a die is thrown once. So as you know that when a die is thrown, the possibilities are die ratios 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. The total number of possibilities means 6. Out of 6 possibilities, there exist only 3 even numbers, 2, 4 and 6. Therefore, favorable outcomes for the event E is what? Probability of E is equals to even numbers are 3 and total number of outcome system is 6. Therefore, probability of the event is 3 by 6, which is nothing but what? 1 by 6. I hope all of you understood. If possible, take a note.
Okay, sir.
So in this chapter probability we need to understand some terms. First one is random experiment, second one is outcomes, third one is sample space. So first thing, what is meant by random experiment? So the example for this random experiment is tossing a coin or throwing a die. So it means when we are tossing the coin, we are not able to predict its results in advance, and that experiment has more than one result. Such type of experiment are called as random experiment. So random experiment is nothing but any experiment is said to be a random experiment if it has more than one outcome and we are not able to predict its results in advance. So now on the coin toss ಮಾಡಿದೆವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100% it has more than one outcome. It may show head or it may be tail. So it has two results. And next, we cannot say its results in advance. Coin toss ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಹೆಡ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, tail ತೋರಿಸ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. So that's why such type of experiment are called as random experiment. So I repeat once, any experiment is said to be a random experiment if it has more than one result or more than one outcome and we are not able to predict its results in advance. Such type of experiments are considered as random experiment. And what is meant by outcomes? Outcomes is nothing but when a coin is tossed, results are whether it may be head or it may be tail. These two possibilities are called as outcomes. Outcomes means nothing but a possible results of the random experiment is called as outcomes. A possible results of the random experiment is called as outcomes. So example for the random experiment. Simple example I am taking only one, that is what? Coin is tossed once. So outcomes are what here? Outcomes in the sense results of the random experiment. Head, it just represented by H, and second one is what? Tail, we just represent it by what? T. And now, what is meant by sample space? Sample space is nothing but a set for what? Set of all possible outcomes of the random experiment is called as sample space. What is meant by sample space? The set of all possible outcomes of the random experiment is called as sample space, and in general sample space is always denoted by the capital letter S. Therefore, the sample space of this random experiment, the coin toss once is sample space is denoted by S, and which is set of all possible outcomes of this random experiment. The possible outcomes of this experiment is head and tail. Therefore, sample space is H and tail. This is called as sample space. Let us consider one more example. I am taking again one same example. A die is thrown once. A die is thrown once. Die in the sense dala. Now we that is considered as a die, and it has 6 faces, and every face has different numbers. So one face has the number 1, second face has number 2, third face has number 3, fourth face has number 4, fifth face has number 5, and sixth face has number 6. So when a die is thrown once, that die may shows the number 1 or the number 2 or 3 and so on, so up to number 6. Therefore, these are the results of this random experiment, and hence these results are called as outcomes of this random experiment. If I write all these outcomes in the form of a set, that set is called as what? Sample space. So therefore, sample space of this experiment is what? S is equals to the possible numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I hope all of you understood. If possible, take a look.